Hi, I'm Teresa O'Leary. I'll be presenting our paper about community dynamics in technospiritual health interventions. HCI researchers have increasingly examined how social context shapes health behaviors. Much of this work operates at the interpersonal level. Church communities play important roles in supporting well-being and addressing health inequities. They're key sources of social capital and support, providing services, resources, and informal healthcare to church members and the broader community. In particular, historically Black churches play a central role in the Black community in the United States, driving community mobilization efforts. And while there's a history of health interventions anchored in predominantly Black churches, the reach of these programs are limited by the church's capacity. Given the health promotion benefits that churches have to offer, there's an opportunity to investigate how digital health tools can be anchored within faith communities and designed to support a whole person orientation of care. In 2019, we embarked on a multi-year community-engaged effort to develop an mHealth intervention with and for historically Black churches to support health and well-being. This presentation looks at participants' experiences with and reflections on the first iteration of this app, Church Connect, over 4 weeks. Our findings address the following research question. How can technologies be designed to support physical, social, and spiritual well-being within church communities? Our work contributes to the fields of CSCW, HCI, and digital health. First, we focus on digital health promotion within historically Black church communities. The Black church is a rich and important cultural environment. However, it's an environment that's rarely been studied within digital health research. And second, we contribute to research at the intersection of health, community, and spirituality. And in addition, we present an approach for identifying community values and community dynamics, processes of change that drive community development, and how technology may or may not support these dynamics. During our first year, we worked directly with church members to identify community strengths and engage them in a co-design process. Participants characterized the following 4 key design principles. We use these to co-develop corresponding features for our app. At the center of Church Connect is Clara, an embodied conversational agent designed as a peer health advisor. Clara uses a counseling approach called motivational interviewing to promote healthy eating and physical activity. Clara also shares a Bible story of the day as a way to incorporate features that honor spiritual practices. In addition, we implemented pastor announcements, a broadcast message that pastors can send to all users from their church. And then lastly, we co-developed the Prayer Center, a place where users can post prayer requests on a church-wide prayer wall, similar to social media platforms. And prayer requests can also be characterized as concerns, crises, or challenges that an individual would like to share with others in their community and ask for communal support. Users can publicly reply to posts, creating a means for church members to give and receive public acknowledgement of communal affirmations. And they can also add posted prayer requests to prayer lists, visible to only themselves. At the end of the 4-week pilot, 17 of the 25 users volunteered to participate in a semi-structured interview. Our findings characterize their reflections on Church Connect, as well as their perspectives on how future tools can be designed to promote well-being in churches. Participants elaborated on how their community values and dynamics are reinforced, enhanced, or disrupted through technology. They imagined how additional features may leverage existing dynamics and augment the effectiveness of Church Connect by increasing social capital. Today, I'll share reflections from 3 community dynamics. Even before the pandemic, creating opportunities to nurture the development of close personal relationships was a priority in both churches. Church members described how the prayer wall promoted social intimacy by creating authentic opportunities for communication offline. One church member explained, I saw someone, on the prayer wall who I don't necessarily talk to, but I see them intermittently. But now I see them on Zoom. I can be like, hey, how is this person? Or how was your trip? Imagine being able to see details on the prayer wall and begin a foundation for more. Other participants took this a step further, realizing that new information on the prayer wall could bring them closer to members who might be struggling with similar experiences. And without the prayer wall, these similarities would otherwise remain unknown. Caring for one another is another core value in both churches. All users shared that the prayer wall was helpful in communicating care. Currently, calls for prayer are typically reserved for extreme situations. One participant said, "A lot of times we announce certain prayer concerns that are worst case scenarios. Someone's in hospice or someone's on their way out. But sometimes some people are just going through mild situations." Church Connect offers users a way to receive support around health topics that aren't necessarily dire. And it's a way to identify members in need of immediate outreach. Participants were excited to see members use the prayer wall to share experiences that were weighing heavily on their hearts. However, they worried that prayer posters may expect immediate replies and feared that not responding to a prayer post might make somebody feel isolated. One poster was disappointed that they didn't receive a reply from a member of their men's group. Others expressed worry that replying to one person means they have to reply to everybody. And while the phenomenon of social pressure to respond on social media is not new, this phenomenon embedded in the practice of a spiritual discipline makes it complex. Prayer support is a religious experience between the poster, the responder, and God. So the non-fulfillment of that expectation isn't trivial, and it can negatively impact the poster's spiritual experience. Users also expressed that when asking for prayers, they feel vulnerable. And so they reported tensions between curating their posts for privacy while also balancing this desire to express their feelings more fully. One solution was to alter the audience size of the prayer wall. Someone shared, "I wanted to share a prayer request about men's Bible study, something specific that only those guys would know about, but I couldn't find a way to limit the post. That would have been a nice way to really ask for prayers around something close to my heart." Our work examined how an app that incorporates a trifold focus can bring value to church members by addressing their physical, social, and spiritual well-being. Participants identified preferences for how they want to engage with a church-based health intervention based on these community dynamics. For example, peer support through close friendships or small groups newly formed based on mutual health experiences. We recognize that these dynamics may not apply to other faith traditions. Our work speaks to the importance of studying dynamics as a key step. In doing so, we were better able to understand why a multifaceted approach to well-being was personally salient, identity affirming, and meaningful to church members. We encourage researchers to use this approach in their community engaged work. It's our hope that studying community dynamics will become part of a wider community health informatics research agenda, particularly work that aims to support well-being of local collectives, such as those as faith communities. Thank you.